course, the judiciary had their role to play in bringing up the document itself, our own legal side, the executive, as well as, to an extent, the general public, the professionals, have brought out a new 2026 Tax Act to be implemented from January 1. But just as you have said, now the government is having its own committee that has to implement. And the dialogue that you asked for, I can assure you, will play a big role. There needs to be dialogue, there must be dialogue. Even the feedback that we are hearing here today is telling us that there is need for more explanation, more clarification, and when it comes to major reform, it's all about the timing, it's all about the sequencing, and as you say, it's all about the consultation. The aim is to make the system fairer, to make it clearer, to make it more efficient, and of course, to spread the tax net as wide as possible so that everybody that benefits gets a chance to contribute accordingly. So rather than having an extra federal layer that is now collecting and making us internationally uncompetitive, the idea is to eliminate those, to reduce the number of payment points and so forth. But that is an ongoing conversation. You have asked that it be very well spelled out, and that is what will happen. Not just for President Balogun Business Association, but for everybody. Then in terms of trade facilitation, from the first quarter, there will be implemented a national single window project. And the idea is to use automation, digitization, and even artificial intelligence to improve the processes, speed them up, make them more efficient, and of course, more cost-effective, to bring down the cost of international transactions, to bring down the cost of importing, and even in the case of exports, bring down the administrative costs that are associated with exporting. So that is the commitment under these particular initiatives, the tax reform, under the national single window trade improvement and facilitation project, and in general, under the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I thank you for giving me this opportunity, and as I say, it's an ongoing dialogue. There have been participants here who say they want to see this effort sustained, continued, and even built upon. I congratulate you. I wish you the best of luck in that. And of course, you have our support anytime, any day. Thank you, and God bless.
All right, we'll just allow the Honorable Minister of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy exit. Thank you, but we're very excited that you came. Your words have been very reassuring. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Please, can we take these pictures in batches? Please. Ladies with the honorable ministers first. Oh. Men, can you please give them the opportunity to snap with the honorable minister first? Thank you. Please make it clear, give space, please. Give space. Men, can we please give the ladies space? Please, can we give the ladies space to snap with the minister? Thank you. So men can join in batches, please. You can now continue, Adi.
Yeah, because Honorable Minister, please, just 1 minute, just few minutes, The traders, for the first time, she's been connecting us to the power, which has disconnected since. So we want to beg you to ask her to be our mama. And please, quickly. Hello? Yeah. We are asking our mother here, because this is the beginning of the good things that will happen, that you allow her to be our mama. So please, help us. Where is the Chisco? Hey, okay. I'll open this one.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yes. And because what she has done, we are immortalizing her. Huh? We're immortalizing her.
So, excellent.
Now our mama be this yo, we no get another one. Ma be this yo, we no get another one. Now our mama be this yo. Mama, we love you. Mommy, we love you. May God keep you for us. May God keep you for us. This thing you have started today, God will water it and it will become permanent. In Jesus' name. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, can we please settle down, very distinguished guests? Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please let's settle down. We need to move on. We still have some more sessions to go. And as you would imagine, every segment has been specially curated to cater to the different parts of our businesses. So we don't want to miss out on. And customs that you've been looking forward to, they're about to speak now. So it's in our best interest to just settle down so we can hand over the microphone to them for their presentation. She wants us to move to the next one, but you want... But I not even... Okay, 1 second.
Okay. On the question on why pay minimum tax, for the Federal Inland Revenue, as you know, when I started, I said our mandate is to assess, collect, and then account for taxes collected. We only implement the laws. It's the laws that you and the government gave to us, that's what we are implementing. But your concerns have been duly noted. We would convey your message to our management. And then for the person who asks for the need for sensitization, for those who are on the FRS platform, we have been doing that and we will continue, most especially on this new tax reforms. I don't know where your case file is, but I know for the small, that is for the small companies, that is for the small taxpayers, there's something they call the tax clinic, and it has been ongoing in every jurisdiction. At least for the large taxpayers, that I know. For the small taxpayers, the FRS has been doing that, except you are not on their platform, or maybe you are not. I will advise you to go to that office and let them add you to their platform, so that anytime they have things like this, you will be notified. They can do it remotely. It's been done remotely, most of them. But for the small taxpayer, most times they want them to come together. But for the large taxpayer, what we do, once in a while, we bring them together to do physical sensitization with them. But most times we do virtual sensitization with, and it's ongoing. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. We have wrapped that segment, and we're moving to another important one, because every segment is very important. So we'll be speaking on standards, import, and regulation, clearing the bottlenecks. I mean, we've already alluded to some of these things in our questions, but we're moving straight, and we'll take representatives from customs, SON, NAFDAC, and NOTAP, but we'll start with customs. So over to you, sir. Introduction, and we get.
Honorable Minister of State, Finance, distinguished ladies and gentlemen in this hall, good evening. My name, sir, I'm proudly so too, Onyeka Franklin Okechukwu, Customs Area Controller, Tin Canada Port. I'm permitted at this juncture by my lead to address you for now, while it talks about one or two things much later. I would like to quickly address some very salient issues that were brought to bear. Prince, sir, please let me have your attention. You talked about bottlenecks associated with exports. I want to plead most respectfully here that customs, I agree, customs is lead agency. The customs is not the only person in the port. We have NAFDAC, we have SON, we have quarantine. Be that as it may, as the lead agency, I'm going to accept responsibility. I'm taking this back as feedback, and it's going to be addressed in due course. But sir, I want you, at your own time, if you have documents to show for one or two things that happened that you're not comfortable about, I'll be very happy. The manager will be happy. My cities will be happy for us to address it as it has come. Furthermore, somebody spoke about containers being, okay? Chief spoke about containers duly exited and being stopped by federal operations. Let me tell you this for free. Under my watch, for those who are trading in Tin Canada Port, I will insist on examination. 100% fiscal examination, right? If there are no infractions duly released and exited by customs, thank God we're on live TV. No container is stopped after being duly released by customs in Tin Canada Port. We had issues with vehicles that were being stopped haphazardly. And to the glory of God, with the support of the CGC, Bashiwala Deni MFR, there is no vehicle valued by evaluation units, released by customs, that nobody stops on the road now. Nobody. If there's any, let me have that. Sorry? Let me have it if there's any. In the last 2 weeks, let me have the documents. Right? Duly released by customs. Now again, hello, sir. I'll tell you. So, sorry, sir. Okay. So, yes, please, let me have the evidence. Because that one, we've put paid to that. So, I'm going to encourage us. I'm going to encourage us to build synergy. I'm going to encourage us to collaborate. I'm going to encourage us to come and ask questions. I'm going to encourage us to build capacity. I'm going to encourage us to teach ourselves and tell ourselves the truth. I will not be comfortable. My name is Onyeka. With due respect as a Nigerian, I will not be comfortable stressing anybody unduly. Then let us declare appropriately, tell ourselves the gospel truth, and if there are needs to pay extra taxes and levies at the seaports, let us pay, so that we will not have issues that you are highlighting at this moment. My lead wants to say one or two things.
The Honorable Minister of State Finance Man. I am Comptroller Emmanuel Oluwadari Abisayo Shoba, the CAC Apapa Port. First and foremost, I want to highlight my CGCs. I'm Bashir Adiwale Adeni MFR's Core Policy Trust. The first among them is collaboration. Collaboration to all is key. We are all stakeholders in the Nigerian project. Most of you here are our daily business partners. We trade on a daily basis because I see you at the ports, you clear consignments and the rest. I want to emphasize this fact. There are many advantages on ground that you are not taking advantage of that has been presented by the Nigerian Customs Service. The other policy thrust of the CGC is innovation. We have innovative measures on ground now that you are not taking advantage of. The first one is what we call the advanced ruling system. Most of you have issues at the ports because you have issues with your documentation. We have provided an avenue now under the NCS Act 2023. Before you even make your importations, once you have your invoice, approach customs. When it comes to issue of classification and valuation, we will give you the right, and it is legally binding on us. By the time you bring your goods in, it's seamless. Most of you are not taking advantage of it. The advanced ruling, please note this. The second one is the Authorized Economic Operators, AEO, scheme. The same thing, most of you are not taking advantage of it. You have large importers among you, traders among you. If I were to ask you how many of you are benefiting from this, excuse me, I don't think that anybody in this hall is doing that. I was at a forum on Tuesday organized by the Nigerian Shippers Council. And this same issue we were bringing up here came up. And a lady in the forum, an elderly lady, she's about close to 75, according to her. She's the first beneficiary of the AEO project in Nigeria. She is, as we speak now, she exports bags, school bags to Kenya, Rwanda, Namibia. And according to her, in a month, she exports up to 1 million bags. And she acknowledged the efforts of customs. But many of you are not taking advantage of it. And that woman said it that day. And she implored people like you, please come to we have an help desk at Custom Office, the T&T. There's something involved. My brethren have been talking about the after. Many of you are not taking advantage. We have a desk. There's something that goes with after, which is the rules of origin. There are goods that we produce here that we have comparative advantage. How do you know about comparative advantage? You must approach customs. We have desk officers to tell you how you will benefit in your trading. Like my brother here said, we have about 1.4 billion traders that you have access to. Close to $350 trillion market that you can access. But sir, most of you are not taking advantage of it. Customs is open. That is why we talk about collaboration, continuous education, continuous engagement. We are very open. And the CAC Apapa is the CAC thinker. My doors are open. If you need further enlightenment on this, please approach us. We will direct you accordingly.
Let us be partners in progress, collaborators. We are not here to antagonize each other. We are public servants. And like I tell my people in my command, I'm the #1 businessman. I'm open to business. If you have issues, please approach us. We will address it accordingly. Thank you so much.
In addition, please, on a lighter note, I want to appreciate the trading public, particularly in Tinkan and Port, that give me so much support, especially when I had teaching problems with Bodogu. I appreciate you all for the support you gave me when we had problems with Bodogu. Bodogu has come to say it's stabilized now and we're on cruise control. On a single day, I had 16 billion from Bodogu. And of course, the money did not come from me, the money came from you guys. I appreciate you for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We're moving on. So we'll just take all the questions once we're done, since they're all addressing the same. Yeah, so we'll take all, after we have all presentations from SON and NAFDAC and NOTAP. All right, so we'll go to SON now.
Honorable Mr. Ma, I stand on the existing protocol. My name is Mr. Manji Pius Lawan. I was the immediate past director, compliance in Standards Organization of Nigeria, but now the SA strategy to the DG Chief Executive Officer. In SON, our responsibility, of course, is to elaborate standards and ensure compliance with standards in form of conformity assessment, which ends up in certification of products for both imported and locally manufactured products. This program, I want to address both ways now because, like I said, we are responsible for both locally manufactured and those imported into the country. For the SMEs, I'll just tell you what the organization has put in place lately for the SMEs. We categorize the SMEs in just a general term, not like we have the nano, the micro, the small and medium. We categorize the SMEs as companies that has less than 20 workers and its investment capital is not more than 20 million. And we have also come up with a program for those who even have, for products which we have standards, but because the capacity of those companies in terms of finances cannot cope with the processes and charges, meant for certification. So we made it 5,000, 15,000, 10,000, and 15,000 maximum. And that payment is annual. And we only inspect you once. We do what we call product identification, especially for those who don't have products that don't have standards. We call it product identification in the sense that we groom you through the process of getting certified. And in doing that, of course, we recognize your existence. We give you a number that is declared on your product so that Nigerian safety and performance of such products will give value for the money of those, of people who are patronizing your product. That is for the SMEs. Also, we also realize that the free zones are another area where we have some challenges with products coming from the free zones. And we came up with a program called Special Economic Zones as the free zones are addressed. We came up with a program called SESCAP, that is Special Economic Zone Conformity Assessment Program. Just like we have the SUNCAP and demand cap for locally import and demand cap for locally manufactured products. That is done to ensure we address the quality, status of all products coming in to the Nigerian custom area from the free zones. Because that aspect has been lingering and has been causing a lot of challenges. The man president is here. He is aware of these challenges I'm talking about because we always have these challenges, issues coming from man. So that has been taken, has been taken care of. As I'm talking to you now, we finished the sensitization within the free zones. We are going around now to sensitize the the importers, because we all know free zones are foreign territory in Nigerian land. So we are going around to, through the associations to sensitize people on the importance of patronizing that particular program we've put in place. And for the import, a lot of you here, Oga Camillus and the rest, we've had several meetings. Previously, what we used to do, we do this association, market association collaboration with SON, because we discovered it is easier to disseminate information, it is easier to interact, it is easier to enforce, and it is easier to create awareness when we collaborate with the market associations than wanting to do it individually. And that has worked for us. Previously, you know, we always just organize workshops, general workshops, where we just talk, try to create awareness to marketers, importers, manufacturers. But we realized most times when we do that, the key people don't even come themselves. You send your boys to come. And at the end of the day, the information, proper information, doesn't disseminate to the right people. So what we have done now, we have decentralized it. In short, I just came back from Oka, Asaba, Oka, Newi last week. In collaboration with our other colleagues there, in conjunction with our other colleagues there, we have now created awareness. We take awareness to the marketplaces through the market associations, because we feel that is the best thing. Because when we do that, it gives us insight to exactly what is happening in the markets. It gives us insight to exactly what is happening to the manufacturers. It gives us insight to issues that will help SON, assist in facilitating trade, which is one of our core functions. So I think so far I will want to stop here, because finally, the issue of digitization, based on the federal government mandates to all MDAs, even before the MDA, that directive came on board, we realized that digitization is the best way to go. For those of you who come to our offices, who do imports, who come to our offices in Apapa today, before, if you come today, the office is always empty. I will attest to it that prior to digitization, if you import anything, or you apply for SONCAP, or you make payment for SONCAP, or anything you do with SON, you have to come to the office to obtain your receipts physically, after carrying out a lot of verification. But that is no more. Now everything you do, you apply online, you get your response online, you make your payment online, and you get your receipt online. So that has reduced time, because we know in business, time is of essence. And that has made it very easy now for those of you doing businesses with SON. Our mandatory conformity assessment, which is the local certification for products manufactured locally too, we have gone E now. Everything is E. So that is done to make life easy for all of you. You can sit down in the comfort of your room or any part of the world, and you do business with SON, and you get results effectively. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we'll move on to NAFDAC now. Okay, should we take it when they're taking questions? Okay. All right, so we'll move on to NAFDAC and take NOTAP, and then we'll take all the questions for customs, SON, NAFDAC, and NOTAP. All right.
The Honorable Minister of State and all distinguished guests here, I want to say good evening once again. My name is Dr. Martins Iliomade, FSI. I'm the Director of NAFDAC in charge of investigation and enforcement, and also the Chairman of Federal Task Force on Fake Foods and Wholesome Medicines in Nigeria. I will just speak a little about what we do. I know most people know what NAFDAC does. We regulate and control. Those two keywords are very important. We regulate and we control importation exportation, manufacture, sales, distribution of medicines, food, chemicals, packaged water, cosmetics, and every other thing we call regulated products. Under this umbrella, our work is divided into two. One, we promote based on the federal government's directive and in line with President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed's directive on ease of doing business. We focus more on helping SMEs grow, and this is done by reducing the tariffs we collect on SMEs for local production. Some of them are as small as 35,000 naira only. But most of the problem that people have is that they use consultants and they don't want to come directly themselves. And it makes the process longer and more cumbersome. All our processes are digitized. In fact, the current DG had made some very, very innovative ways to make work easy. We work 24/7. When I say 24/7, because our processes are digitized, they are online, and people can access them and do everything. I mean, everything from your room. Just have your system. You can access any process. In fact, we've moved from paper systems to digital systems where you upload everything you need from the comfort of your room and get some of your work done. I think most of the only time you need direct contact is when you are submitting your sample for analysis. On the import side, we regulate, working with customs at the port. All the products I've already mentioned. One of the major things we notice is that while ease of doing business is the key thing that we do, we discover that we don't do that at the risk of the health of Nigerians. Most people will deliberately import, and I'm talking with facts that I know, import products that they know is injurious to health of their fellow citizens, just because to make money, they bring them in. Recently, we intercepted a container declared as spare parts, carrying anti-malaria medicines. And Nigerians went from here to China to produce those things, and with zero actives. We send those things to the lab with zero actives inside. We have so many cases of treatment failures, problems with health and all of that, based on deliberate activities of some of our citizens who are hell-bent at making money at the expense of the health of their fellow citizens. Once you comply with the law, NAFDAC, under the current DG, Professor Adeyeye, they have zero tolerance to delay of work, to keeping anything on your table beyond the time it's supposed to be. The only time you can have problem is when we sense you are trying to injure other people just because you want to make money. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just before I hand over to NOTAP, beg your pardon, I'd like to ask for the local government chairman Apapa to please come to the center table if you are here, or any representative from the Lagos State government. Ikeja, okay. Apologies for that. Ikeja, local government chairman. Thank you very much, please. and any other representative from the Lagos State government. Thank you. Very quickly, I'd also like to recognize the Managing Director of Shadon Industries Limited, Chief Charles Odunukwe. Thank you very much for joining us. We also have the Managing Director of Iklo Holdings Limited, Bishop Ima Okonkwo. Thank you very much for joining this very crucial gathering. And finally, before we take questions, NOTAP.
Ndewonu. Ndewonu. I believe that predominantly we have Igbos here. And I am sure that you will understand me and understand me very well, even when I break protocol and speak in Igbo. Why did I say this? Because I know in the past I've had occasions to relate with you people. My name is Dr. Barrister Obiageli Amadiobi. I am Dugeze of Emekuku. I work as the Director General, Chief Executive Officer of the National Office for Technology Acquisition and Promotion, NOTAP. NOTAP. And our headquarters is in Abuja. What do we do there? Just like the Sun and NAFDAC describe their own functions. One is on products in Nigeria. The other one is on importations of food, drugs, and so on. NOTAP's own is on importation of technologies. Importation of foreign technologies. We regulate importations of foreign technologies. And in doing this, we do two things. One thing is we ensure that what you are bringing in is not in this country, or our people cannot fabricate or manufacture them. Once this can be done by Nigerians, we will not give you our certificate to import those things. And what does that mean? If you don't have NOTAP certificates, even if you bring them through custom, you cannot repatriate money out of this country without NOTAP certificates. Do you people understand what I'm saying? And the banks are very clear and deliberate on this now, because once it has to do with technology, you bring it in, you are cleared, you bring it. Without NOTAP certificate, you cannot make payments, because you are required to not only, one, register that technology you're bringing into this country as unique, new. If you bring the technology in, what do we do again with it? After evaluation, we work towards domesticating it in Nigeria, such that in 3, 4, 5 years, we have people who are now working on those your technologies. Aba people can come and learn it. Onisha people can come and learn. The people in Lagos can come and learn. When they understand it and are able to repair your spare parts, my dear, they are learning the technology. And this way, a lot of our local vendors have tried their best and are already in the market, especially in the fintech industry and ICT. What do they do there? Do you know that our people are now writing applications and doing codings, and they're marketing them and they're using them in the banks, courtesy our local vendor policy, which encourages that based on the federal government's Executive 5 order, that everything professionals can do in Nigeria cannot be imported. Did you get me clear on that? Good. That is what we do in NOTAP. Again, we support local inventors and innovators. As a matter of fact, I will invite you, not all of you anyway, but maybe your key stakeholders, to join us in the Innovators and Inventors Forum that we're having here in Lagos between the 6th and 7th of this month, where we encourage the inventors and innovators of Nigerian origins to partner with the original equipment manufacturers, to partner with manufacturers who will buy into these their innovations, who can utilize them. And also, like my sister said when she was making her own remarks, she said that, yes, we are talking, yes, because we want to not only show them how to, we want to also fund them a little bit to start up the businesses which they have cracked their heads to do. If you go to Newi, you see a lot of people innovating things, but branding them made in China, branding them made in Belgium, made in anywhere, instead of made in Nigeria. Even shoes. Our shoes are selling so much outside this country. And bags that somebody talked about. You encourage your foreign technology so that they can improve on it. And that is why we are trying to partner also. We have been doing it in the past. I took over like a year ago. I am now the current DG. I've served 1 year plus. But we are trying to go back to help the BOI, fund the BOI for the startups. Those startups must be original inventors, not people who will borrow the technology from somewhere and ask that their businesses be encouraged. No, we want the one that you did yourself. And that is why most of the university donors are capitalizing on that, and they are leveraging on what NOTAP is giving them. I know that the computer village is here. They have benefited a lot from our local vendor policy on ICT. And that is why you can see that our people are so much into ICT and fintech now. And we are spreading it to other sectors, like the gaming sector, like the oil and gas, which has remained impossible to capture, but we are using them all now after them to ensure that they register the oil and gas technologies, because it is important to have them. That way, what we are fearing will not come to us. And what we are fearing? Every day they are dumping on us. We don't want it again. What we want is to grow from where we are. We have so many mechanical engineers, chemical engineers, and so on. And if you don't encourage them industrially, they will not know what to do. We promote these indigenous technologies and we encourage capacity building. Not only encourage promoting, but we now put them through to the places they can learn these things better and improve on them. And that is why we are developing what we call the Innovation Hub in Abuja. In our office at number 4, Blantyre Crescent, Wuse 2, Abuja. We talked about financial access. NOTAP encourages the startups and people to have financial access. We know what the barriers are. I'm not going to read because they already mentioned them. But what is NOTAP's role in this? Our role is to undertake collaboration with the banks. Since they register with us, we collaborate to encourage importers, exporters, innovators, inventors, and also people with foreign technology to have access to this by training them, by telling them, by making them understand what the rules and regulations are on how they can access capital. It is not an easy thing because in assessing capital, you know that there are 5 things that you have to consider. The most important one there is your character. The banks are afraid that when they give you money, it goes down to some other things. I like what my brother said. I am going to borrow it and ensure that we apply it to NOTAP to also help you people. How are we going to do it? What he said actually was what we call collaboration. That is what you people are doing. I have worked with Alaba and you people when I was the Director of Commerce in Imo State. And I know that what you have is even more than what most banks have. Whether you like it or not, we know that. Because we assess you also and we evaluate what you have. And I know that by collaborating, as my brother said, collaboration simply means pulling together, coming together. This person is doing this, person is doing, and you see, you don't even need bank resources. You don't even need bank. They will be begging you, they will be coming to you. And you will do it as a trust. Now they will partner with you. You can now say, I guarantee this person. This person is guaranteed. This person, and it makes it seamless, even for the bankers. I can talk on and on and on, but I want to talk about the customs and importation, and what we do to encourage people who are importing. We encourage the embassies, through the embassies. If you know that your people are bringing in any technology into Nigeria, please go and register. Like he said, is this their new policy of telling them what you want to do ab initio before you even engage in importation, so that it is evaluated and known whether it will come in or not. And NOTAP comes in to tell the embassies, look, we have this technology in Nigeria. We will not certify them. So that remittances will not be difficult for you, because that way we now challenge what we call capital flight, and therefore our naira will increase in value. We will have more weight outside this country. She's coming to me for the help. So maybe another thing, but in rounding up, I want to thank my sister. Please help me clap for her. This thing she started in this way, I am sure that other stakeholders will want to key into it. And I want you people, as a matter of fact, who are the first stakeholders, to build yourselves up. What do I mean by that? One lady here pointed out that so many sectors are not invited. And that's why I'm not being elaborate on activities of NOTAP. But definitely, when they join into this, your forum, they join into this association, Nigeria definitely will be a better place. We know that economically you are there. What you are asking for is a leverage, breathing space, and possibly, if the tax reform will encourage you people to do more, there is what we call the tax holidays. It can be given to some people, yes, but if you come together, get financial advisors, they can help you right through the minister. And that definitely will be looked into for those of you who say you sustain losses. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we'll take, okay, I know we'll take 3.
Okay, good evening. Straight to the point. We appreciate you, the Honorable Minister of State. Thank you. I'll say this in Igbo, as Izukamana Neji. We're here because we want to let you know what is obtainable. Everyone seated here, these are the core practitioners at the ports, the customs, the maritime sector. My name is Dan Ikenna Oba, the MD of Africa Shipping Limited. We're into shipping and ports administration consultants. We've consulted for over 6-7 years for the federal government on revenue generation. And what are the findings? The truth is, we're not here to quarrel with the customs or SON or NAFDAC. We're all, stakeholders. But there are one key thing which is missing. Number one is that the Federal Minister of Finance, for over the years, has a written document that dictates all the problems the practitioners go through. And it's called the National Import and Export Procurement and Documentation Act. It is on this document that every administration that comes in also documents their policies, fiscal policies, and initiatives vis-a-vis what goes at the port and call implementation. And what happens is that you can see from the customs, the explanations, there's no synergy in interpreting these policies and initiatives between the real practitioners. And the reason is simple. There is need. In fact, I have a written document before the Federal Minister of Finance. In fact, my good friend, the Minister of Finance, has it. He knows we've discussed about it. I remember last few months ago, we were talking on implementation of this national single window. And again, the Odogu, please, for the national single window, it's still the repetitions of the problems that has already occurred. What are they talking? What is national single window? Bringing about all these stakeholders in one platform to allow releases of customs processes and procedure to easy it up, but it does not identify the core leakages in revenue generations, the problems that they go through in terms of effecting smooth and easy. You can hear the man that said he came from Ghana. Those who are saying they spent 7 to 60 million in clearing containers. We are not going to get a clear, there is need for finance, Minister of Finance, to have an eye on the activity so that when you have a desk, independent verification and reconciliation seat that gives you how the free flow of these acts, of these policies are operating at the port, I think we'll make headway. And I advise we do that, President.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
The Honorable Minister of State, Dr. Dollis, and first of all, I have to thank God for the life of our President, President Tinubu Asiwaju. Since 55 years of living in Lagos and 45 years of doing business in Nigeria. And I have been very close to the government. Honestly, this is my first time of seeing this kind of collaboration between the private sectors and the government. I've been in Lagos, I've been in government, very close to the government. It's not that this kind of meeting have not happened before, but this one is very, very special. What makes it special is that not after this, that's only of my interest. It's not having, we know the problem of Nigeria. Custom know the problem of custom between, I can say, their customer and themselves. It's a very, customs are, they are partners. But customs are fantastic business people, just like you guys are business guys. So customs knows, but the special, this section, what is so special about it is that after today, it doesn't end here. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. There will be a continuity by forming a special unit that represents the business stroke traders and with the government from time to time. If this does not work, forget all this talk. We all know our problems. It's the continuity of it that makes a lot of sense. So, which, as if I was a special guest of honor on Ndi Igbo Amaka. I think it's about 3-4 months ago. I said it. The only way out is for the government to recognize the businessmen. There must be a meeting between the businessmen and the government. And today it has become reality. I have to thank specially. Now I can be very, very proud of our president, because this is what I know him for. He's the human being that I know so well that his eyes is on common men and women. And when people were saying things. Leadership is not an easy thing. I've been on business for 45 years. I have over 3,600 workers. I operate 28 states of this country with 106 locations, including Ghana and Gambia. I know what I see through. And the same thing, even when I have 1 million people, some people that have even 5 have the same headache. To organize human beings is not an easy thing. So when people were saying, oh, president, it's not easy. Your own is not easy before you think of the whole nation. I said, give him time. Things have been so bad for a very long time. It's not an easy thing to do within few. I don't come here because from my own office, I know that the administration is not easy. So, but today, now I can sleep very well. After yesterday's meeting with the governor, and today, I can now see that a lot of things, a lot of problems that the businessmen have will start coming down, and you will see the economy will so much develop, because this is the people in actual sense. So the government have applied the right sense. So, thank you for our moment today. The Honorable Minister, thank you very much. But all this set of all the government representatives, I didn't see Minister of Works. From the logistics section where I come from, most of the calculations you do here without transportation and logistics is like it still remains a lot. So because we that serve the masses on transport, almost the whole road, I know the federal government must have also, the same way they have planned this, I believe they have planned, but I didn't see the Minister of Works to assure us that, because all federal roads from the east to, from Lagos to the east, or from here to the Abuja, that takes, from here to the east takes 6 hours, but today is about 14, 16 hours, because there is no road anywhere, including from here to Benin, from here to Abuja. And I believe the same way the federal government wants to reduce the suffering of the businessmen, it cannot done when the road federal network, the roads are not fixed. All your calculations you are doing here will become almost zero. The masses actually is suffering on that. I've been on logistics for 45 years, so I know what I'm talking about. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And the final question, very short, crisp, and straight to the point.
My first question is to Custom, my friend. You know, say we will disagree to agree. You said everything here, but you didn't tell us what you are going to do to facilitate export. We are interested in exporting, because that's how we can earn hard currency and improve the economy. Then, Ugowai, thank you very much. I want to give a testimony here that during this regime of Asuwaju, my association, Association of Computer-Village Technology Merchants of Nigeria, has been pushing to be part of federal government for many years. This government, last year, August 20th, signed an MOU with my association, Talent Hunt. and Development of Technology under Executive Number 5. And nothing is contained in that. What you said here is very, very germane. And I'm pleading that if it's possible to get the contacts of all the speakers, because what we discover is that our boys are highly talented. Nigerians are highly talented. We have one experience which makes us to challenge the before then Honorable Minister of Science and Tech, Obonneon. We said an incident happened where a company brought in security monitoring equipment from federal government worth over billions of naira to the northwest. They are unable to configure it. Unable to configure it. So they came into the market and got 2 boys who went there, set it up, and they were paid only 500,000. We have another experience when our brother that built a refinery, welders, okay, are being imported from outside and paid in dollar. We ask ourselves, does it mean all these welders I saw on the road, they are not welders? They are perfect welders, but they are not certified to work in the oil industry. And we asked ourselves, what can we do to certify them? We discovered with $5,000, you can have Cisco certification, you can have all, and these guys will work and earn dollar. We went to federal government, we challenged them, and I want to announce to you that this government has given us the authority. Well, we are waiting for them to approve. So that when we discover that this young man is highly talented, we will ask government to fund him. If he no pay, we go pay. Okay? And please, clap for this government, because they are doing it well. And I believe, also we discover that, you know, footballers come to Nigeria to look for good players, right? The same way, Apple, Cisco, all these companies, they come to Nigeria to look for talents. Immediately they see one, they will carry you, go to America. Give you house, give you everything. After 2 weeks, the body wife give you. And once they give you, why you are no more coming back here. Okay? So we are saying, continue with this, and with this engagement, I believe in the near future, the young ones coming after us will give testimony about Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay. So we're coming to NEPC now. I'm happy to hand over to Mrs. Noyayeni. Please let's give a round of applause. We're going to take all the questions, so we just want to wrap up. Sorry. 5 minutes, ma'am.
Okay, good evening, Honorable Minister of State, Dr. Doris Uzoka Anite. She's very distinguished and an amazing personality. I can't expect anything less. Thank you for organizing this. We are very proud of you. My name is Noyayeni. I'm the Executive Director, CEO of Nigerian Export Promotion Council. This is a federal government agency established 49 years ago to promote the development and promotion of non-oil exports. So anything that is not oil, which includes all agricultural commodities, manufactured goods, solid minerals, and services. And we have operations in all the states of the Federation, including FCT, and we have 6 regional offices. We have registered in our council about 40,000 exporters. And we have been grooming the exporters, training them, building their capacity to enlist them in the export value chain from the farm gate to market access. But permit me to speak to some key things. I've never been as proud in Nigeria as I am now until I joined the public service. We have a country that is so endowed with material resources and human resources. This is a country that has over 1,000 agricultural products and derivatives. How many of us know that? 1,000 agricultural products and derivatives. No other country in the world has that. This is a country that has 44 solid minerals. No other country has that. And I would like to say, why I like this program is that we are here to open our eyes to the opportunities and the potentials that we have in the country. Nigeria is the largest producer of hibiscus. Some of us go abroad and we buy tea made from hibiscus. Nigeria is the 4th largest producer of cashew. Nigeria is the 4th largest producer of cocoa. Nigeria is the largest producer of ginger. 2nd largest of ginger. Nigeria is one of the 3rd largest producer of soya beans. Nigeria is the 4th largest producer of sesame. Actually, Nigeria controls 40% of sesame market in Japan. Nigeria is the largest producer of shea nut. Incidentally, we contribute 50% of shea nut produced in the world is produced in Nigeria, just from few states. A lot of us here, when we go abroad, we buy cream. Oh, from shea, we want shea. Most of those shears come from shea nut, come from Nigeria. Nigeria is blessed in terms of creative arts. We know about our entertainment industry. We know about the Davido and all the rest of them. If you come here, the whole place changes. Nigeria we are just blessed. But the issue here is, I was very, my heart was broken when he asked the question, how many of us here are exporters? My heart sank. The Southeast people are people that are resilient, dogged, determined, and they achieve in whatever they do, and it's a known fact. But why we are operating on one side of the pendulum that's the reason that she set up this. We can't operate only on imports. Export remains pivotal to sustainable economic growth and development. And this new government, under His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has been focusing on non-oil export. We need to diversify economy. And I'm proud to say that for the first time in the history of the country, non-oil export grew by 20.7% year on year to record $5.4 billion. That is the highest that Nigeria has recorded. And that speaks to the Renew Hope agenda of job creation, pushing, diversifying the economy away from oil. And I'm also proud to say that last year, 2024, Nigeria exported 243 products to 126 countries. And I'm going to speak to AFCFTA, Africa, some of that people mentioned. Nigeria exported 243 products to 126 countries. Let's speak to ECOWAS within the African continent. We exported to 11 countries, and we exported to other 32 African countries. And you know the good thing, year on year, there was a growth of 650%. That's an opportunity which we have inadvertently excluded ourselves from. AFCFTA, which is the African Continental Free Trade Area, is a powerful platform. Chief talked about Nigeria being a hub. We have opportunity to export to African countries. Most of the products that we are moving to Africa, to Asia, to America, is required within the African continent. But the only problem is that they are informal. So if you have a 650% increase year on year, it is a powerful opportunity that all of us, everyone, whether you're an importer, you can also be an exporter, you can tap into. It is a platform that controls, that boasts of 1.4 billion people, connecting 55 countries. And the good thing is that the GDP of Africa is $3.4 trillion. That's very huge. We can't exclude ourselves from that. Every product, everything out of these 1,000 agricultural products and other minerals can also go into this AFCFTA. And I would like to say that, because we are talking about market access, I have 2 more minutes, but let me say market access is very key. Nigeria has done a lot, 243 products. Just about a month ago, working with Nexim, and Smith, and we took about 75 exporters to Algeria. And just right in Nigerian pavilion, we signed deals for our exporters of $110 million. Just within 4 days. This is the powerful opportunity. And again, I'd like to say now that we have this opportunity, Nigeria is going to host IATF 2025. That's the biggest trade fair when we're talking about market access. That's the biggest trade fair in Africa. This is the first time it's going to be held in Africa, in West Africa. They were able to do that in South Africa and Egypt and Algeria just recently. So it's an opportunity for us to open our doors. We need to key into these opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities. We are being excluded inadvertently. So we are here to open our eyes, our horizon, on what is expected. We went to Turkey on a trade mission, and we found out that in Turkey, Nigeria used to be the greatest exporter of sesame to Turkey. But that dropped because people are looking at other things. All the way, Ethiopia controls 18%. Niger just here controls at 11%. And ours had dropped from a high to 3%. And based on that, we came back and we got a contiguous land working with farmers in Kebbi. We have 500 hectares with 200 farmers. Their own contribution is the labor and the land. And for the first time, I will show you, we are about to cultivate. It's already grown, and we're looking for people that will be off-takers. We can do this in the Southeast. We can decide we want to do oil palm. We can do cassava. We can do. These are opportunities. It hurts me when we say we can do much more than we are doing. So this is a very important gathering. We want to say there are opportunities. Cassava, so many things. Oil palm, vegetables. There's so much we can do. So, and we have what it takes. I used to tell some of my colleagues, if the Southeasterners can just swing a little bit, no one can see their backlight. So thank you very much. And I think I made 5 minutes. Thank you.
5 minutes, 15 seconds. All right, so very quickly, we'll take the Director of Technical Services at the Federal Ministry of Finance to speak to us on incentives to trade, Alhaji Abdulkadir Bashir. 1 minute, 30 seconds.
Thank you very much. As we all know, waivers and incentives have always been standing government policy for the management of the economy. Government grants waivers and concession in line with existing statutes and policies of government. Under the Customs Excise Tariff Act, Part 1, Section 5, machineries and equipment for utilization of gas are exempted from import duty. So machineries and equipment for utilization of gas are exempted from import duty. And also in line with the Nigerian Minerals Mining Act, Section 25, machineries and equipment imported exclusively and specifically for mining are also exempted from import duty. And as part of government policy under the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, as part of government policy to ensure that Nigeria begins to export finished products to the African market in line with government policy, like I said, machinery and equipment for manufacturing, solid minerals, and power are also exempted from import duty. However, applicants have to obtain letters of support from the ministries or agencies that have oversight functions for those sectors. So for machinery and equipment for manufacturing, you have to get a letter of support from the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. Then also for power, machinery and equipment, because government is trying to encourage renewable energy where companies can provide alternative source of energy for their factories. So renewable energy, machinery and equipment are also exempted from import duty. However, you also have to obtain a letter of support from the Ministry of Power. And in line with the presidential executive order to increase local production of healthcare products, raw materials for pharmaceuticals are also exempted from import duty and value-added tax for a period of 2 years. This is with effect from March 2025 this year. But of course, the list of manufacturers, healthcare products, have to be submitted to the Ministry of Finance by the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, and this list is transmitted to the Nigerian Customs Service. That is when pharmaceutical companies can enjoy these incentives. For machinery and equipment, they can apply to the Ministry of Finance for the import duty exemption certificate. Also, in line with the Presidential Gas Growth Initiative, CNG, that is compressed natural gas, and liquefied petroleum gas machineries and equipment are also exempted from import duty and value-added tax. However, applicants also have to obtain a letter of support from the Office of the Special Advisor to the President on Energy. So all these are geared towards ensuring that we attract foreign direct investment and also grow the local economy so that we can produce and begin to export into the African market as well as outside Africa. So all these are part of policies under the Renewed Hope agenda, which also, like I said, include agricultural machineries and equipment. All those are also exempted from import duty. But applicants have to obtain the import duty exemption certificate from the Federal Ministry of Finance, which is now automated, so you can apply online from the comfort of your office. You don't have to come to the ministry. You just go to the website www.idec.gov.ng and you can apply. Even for the letter of support from those agencies, you apply online. You don't have to go to those offices. You can apply for everything online. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Alhaji Bashir. And our penultimate presentation will be from the President of MAN, Otumba Francis Meshiri OFR. Well, our penultimate speech.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of State. Good evening and congratulations on this August occasion for the initiative. Thank you very much. Distinguished fellow Nigerians, I'm not a politician, I was trying to be like that. You're welcome. I've been enjoying the event. It's very, very interesting. And let me salute the courage of this initiative by the Honorable Minister of State by bringing everyone together. We've been going around, like everybody have said. This is the first time it's coming down to the grassroots. And my fellow people who are at Idumata and all over my two and so, which I usually go to buy things. Thank you for coming. One important thing was said there, and that was by my sister Noe. Why are we really operating at one side of the pendulum? Why do you want to import all the time? It's not a bad idea. We need it. But can we take advantage of what NOTAP have said and see what they are bringing in? Can we ask them to come and do some sample to us? And when they do the sample, we learn it. And we are the employers of labor. We employ more people by learning from that, get certification from NOTAP, and go to Ministry of Finance, get some exception for the duty, and bring the technology here and let us do it. Number one, you create more jobs. Number two, you do not have to depend on that kind of money USD you are looking for. You generate money, circulates here, and we able to export, taking advantage of my sister here. When he was talking, each time she speaks, I love it, but at times it pains me because when they say we export so many number of cocoa tons, I look at it that why exporting cocoa tons. Same, we export it to Turkey, very beautiful. We are generating money. It's better than not doing it at all, don't get me wrong. But she has mentioned it that, can we produce it? Why buy that cream and all those things there? Why can't you use this money? You have money, I know, everyone knows. Can we bring them here to do some manufacturing products? And thereby, instead of saying from soil to the sea and over there, it will be from soil to our factory, produce, consume, and send. And that will go on with what the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GACF have said, that buy made in Nigeria, Nigeria first. Nigeria first covers everything, not only in ICT alone, and we key into that National Skills Council, but also from good that to manufacture in Nigeria, consuming it, making it, employ our guys to really work on it, and making much money for our fellow Nigerians. Thank you very much, and I'm sure this dialogue will not end there. I trust Honorable Minister of State, and she's a very practical person. I'm sure she's going to take this beyond this. Thank you very much, and I wish you well.
Thank you very much, Akuba. Thank you.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is the last of the sessions we're having, and this discussion is titled Lagos as a Business Hub, Building a More Enabling Environment. And to do this for us, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to recognize Babadia Michael, Deputy Director Commercial, MCCT, and one.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Honorable Minister. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I will start with the figure released by World Bank early this year. Oh, sorry, I thought he has introduced me. Okay. My name is Babadia Michael. I'm a Deputy Director from Lagos State Ministry of Commerce, Cooperative Trade and Investment. I'm here to represent my Honorable Commissioner, who is honored, who will not be able to attend this because of other official engagement. Yes, I said I want to start based on the record, on the figure released by the World Bank early this year on global finance for MSME. And they said that the gap is between $5.7 trillion and it's likely going to expand to $8 trillion. The real figure for this year has not been released, but the estimates released early this year said that the finance gap for MSME globally is $5.7 trillion, likely to expand to $8 trillion. And coming back home, for Nigeria, the figure recently released said the finance gap for MSME is about $158 billion. You can see that is very huge. What are we doing as a government in order to bridge the gap? I'm sure you are all aware that in Lagos State we have what we call Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, as the last check, has given over 11 billion naira to 16,194 MSME in Lagos. And to further reduce the gap, my ministry, in early this year, we came up with a policy that was launched by Mr. Governor called Lasg, Lagos State Access to Finance for MSME through Cooperative Scheme. And this scheme is all about giving cheap finance to MSME within the states. The scheme is in collaboration, of course, in partnership with BOI, Lagos State Government, and Sterling Bank. Lagos State Government released 5 billion naira without interest, while BOI also came up with 5 billion naira to make it 10 billion naira. This scheme is for MSME loan of 10 million naira at the maximum at a single digit loan of 9%. And to access this loan, just like I said, it has to be with the you have to start through cooperative. You have to join a cooperative that has to be in your value change. If you don't have any cooperative in that value change, you can also organize, once you are 20, you can also organize a cooperative society. Unfortunately, we also register cooperative shamelessly in our ministry. And to access this loan is very simple, just as I said. If your cooperative can guarantee you, two people from your cooperative society can guarantee you that you will return the money, because it is non-collateralized loan. We will not ask you to bring your property, we will not ask you to bring anything. Then you apply, then we'll ask you to go to the accelerator. The accelerator will check your book and ensure that you have expertise and you have been in that particular business for a minimum of 3 years. And they will refer you to, if you are qualified, the accelerator, based on what, after examining your book, based on your financial capability, will determine how much should be given to you. The maximum you can take is 10 million naira. And when you take that 10 million naira, you have 6 months moratorium that you cannot, you just go into the business, 6 months, will not ask you to bring back the money. So, when the accelerators assess you and they are been able to confirm that you are capable of assessing the loan, then they will refer you to the Sterling Bank to assess the loan. It's as simple as that. Aside that, we have mini business workplace in 4 locations in the state, where we give to MSME at a very low rate. For example, we have in Maturi 1, we have one also in Maturi 2, within Mushin there. We also have one at Isolo. We have one in Yaba. And currently, we are also building one in Imota. That one is about 90% completion. That will give to upcoming MSME to operate in that facility at a very cheap rate, so that can help to improve you, that can help to encourage you without you going out to access bigger facility outside. Not only that, as the state government, we also make sure whenever we are collaborating with LSCCI in terms of organizing international trade fair, we make sure in our own pavilion we give MSME free space without collecting anything for you to exhibit your products. And all you need to do is just come to our ministry and we'll just give you a location. Aside that too, we also have what we call MSME Inclusive Trade Fair. That will come up immediately after the International Trade Fair this year. And that one is solely for MSME within the state. Will also allow you to have a space to showcase or exhibit your products so that your products can be given access to international markets. So, by and large, we have a lot of things that we do for MSME in our ministry. The only thing I will just implore you is to make yourself find time and come to our ministry. Because of time, come to our ministry and we'll show you so many things the state government is preparing and also prepare for you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Just more like putting an icing on the cake, because you're the host local government, we want to hand over the microphone to you to, just in 2 minutes, make a remark, sir.
The Honorable Minister, ma'am, the stakeholders, I want to say good evening to you all. I want to especially appreciate the Minister for State for choosing Ikeja local government for this event, and they were not taking it for granted, ma. I bring greetings from all the council chairman, the 20 council chairman in Lagos State, and 37 LCDA chairman or chairman in Lagos State. We welcome you to Ikeja. We also welcome you to Lagos State. And to my brothers, I welcome you home to Ikeja. The computer village people, my brothers, I also greet you. I don't have much to say than to thank my sister, the minister, for taking this event as a priority, because it cannot be any better time than this time. We have to appreciate her for her generosity, for her doggedness, for her support for our people, the traders in Lagos State. So I want you to help me give her a round of applause. I haven't said that, ma. I want to appeal to you, ma, that for our traders, I think for people at this level, maybe when they are giving their final submission, maybe you can oblige or instruct them to give their number publicly to our people, so that at least after the meeting, the conversation can continue. Because the essence of this program is to build a synergy between the stakeholders at this side of the table and the traders. And the perception is that, it's not easy to get people in office. So if that's the perception, I will appreciate if we can, oblige our number to our traders, our brothers, so that after the program, they can also, continue the conversation with all the agencies and all the stakeholders. And finally, I want to thank everybody for, coming to this program, and I wish you best of luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Just before the vote of thanks, we'll take a final 60-second submission from Customs. 60 seconds. Your time starts now. No. Before we take it, but he wants to respond. He wants to respond. Yes.
The Honorable Minister of State, ma'am. I just want to respond to some of your questions and observations, please. First and foremost, when it comes to the issue of how much you clear a container, it's not an arbitrary thing. It's based on your CIF, cost, insurance, and freight, the exchange rate, and the duty of the item involved. So it's not an arbitrary thing. Please, I want us to correct that impression. Customs just don't impose how much you pay on a container. It's based on the value of your invoice, the insurance, and the freight. Secondly, also, what is Customs doing to ease these bottlenecks we're talking about? One, concerning vehicles, somebody mentioned vehicles, that the vehicle was intercepted, and there's something we call the electronic verification system now that Customs have put into place. It's an app. You can access it anywhere in the country where you have a vehicle, you are not sure whether that vehicle has paid duty or not. Please, you can access this electronic verification. It's an app. Please access it. Also, to stop most of these issues, we talked about containers coming in, maybe FOU picking your containers and asking you to, excuse me, most of these things are smuggled into the country. And you will agree with me that most of these containers we picked, you either find illicit drugs, tramadol and not the rest, or arms and ammunition. You quite agree with me. Also, sir, to facilitate trade now, we are into scanning. We have what we call the pass-through scanning that we are bringing up now in Apapa. In the next few weeks, we will roll it out. In 1 hour, you will scan between 150 to 200 containers. So please, we want you to, and this applies to compliant trade. Please, we always must say this. Well, Customs is about facilitating trade, but it is facilitating compliant trade. Please, let us have that at the back of our mind. You cannot come, most of the bottlenecks we are having, the dual time that we are having is because of non-compliant trade. Please, let your declarations be compliant. Let them be honest declarations. Then that is of passage of these goods. Also, I want to say this. You asked about export. What is Customs doing about exports? Customs has identified as a particular command in charge of exports, the Lily Pond. It's seamless. But one thing I've observed, sir, like during the week, I had some 2 containers returned from abroad concerning goods that were exported. Why? They were not properly preserved. By the time they got there, they returned them back. So preservation is key, sir. Just to give you that. It's one of the things we identify with Nigerian exports. Issue of preservation and packaging. It is very key. And most of these things we are doing are yielding results. When I got into Apapa, we have had the highest number of duty collected in a day, 20.1 billion. And as I speak with you, this October, past October, we've gotten another record. We have 3.3 billion naira made in 1 month. Thank you so much.
Let me quickly say this about exports. I want all of us to revalidate and unbundle ourselves on Bodogo. It's going to make it very easy for all of us. For those of us who don't know how to unbundle, come we build capacity. It's a very simple thing. Madam who is in charge of exports has made it very, very clear, and everybody's happy about the results from exports. So, sir, we may have issues. I will not want us to leverage on those issues. We are here to pick from you. It will serve as feedback, and we're going to leverage on that to give you better service. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. There's someone who passed the question to me, and the question is, how do real estate developers access working construction loans under SMEs program of the government? So we'll note that, and then I'll hand over the microphone to you, ma'am. You said? No, not to answer for your question. We're still gathering questions. You said you had.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mrs. Ngozi Ekoma. I'm the Managing Director of Nepal Energies, and I'm from the Igbo origin. My question is not a question, but it's a comment, and maybe just a suggestion to the person in Lagos State that spoke, and also you said you're in collaboration with BOI. And I wanted to bring to your attention there's a system that the Igbo people have used to alleviate poverty a lot, and it's called the apprenticeship system. The apprenticeship system. So this is a method where people are groomed, they are trained, and they are empowered to go and continue generating for themselves. So when I hear my brother here talk about people that have the technical know-how to develop technologies but are looking for funding, I begin to wonder, could it be that there's a disconnect between your ministry and these people? Because the way